So this is the first fight in the Guild War versus Nut. This is Light, he is the Stronghold. This is probably as close as I think for a near perfect Spec 10 defense team that I've seen. Immunity on the Lilius, 21,000 HP, hits really hard actually. Relatively speaking, I think it's about a 250, at least 260 crit damage. The Spec 10 look to be on a speed or attack boot. With the attack buff and the push on the Rose, it actually sets you back quite a bit. So if you brought this comp, I would say like into, like with a cleave, like a Bassar cleave, you have the Lilius to deal with, and Rose could outspeed your Bassar potentially. If you brought it with an Oxalot's cleave, there's an Adamant Shield and Aureus on both knights there, so that that could have been kind of a gamble depending on how much defense and HP that Spec 10 also had. This was a pretty good, definitely a pretty cool defense comp. Like if I had the gear for both knights, I think I'd probably run this on mine as my defense comp. But the fight itself, this specific fight itself, I think I got pretty lucky. Like the provokes and stuff like that. But yeah, the turn cycling on Rose was just like pretty amazing actually. I didn't really expect it to be that crazy. So this was a very close fight. Hit the right targets. Didn't hit my SSB.
Run before it's too late.
Yeah, this one I was actually a bit shaken. Yeah, that Rose turn cycling is really fast, especially with the new EE. Chatty on Spec 10 and Bria, which also was surprising too. You can see how much attack she had. With the attack buff, Chatty I believe does scale the barrier based on the attack, but it is post-attack buff. So I lost my C Armament in that fight, which is pretty significant. Usually I don't lose her. This comp was pretty good. Like DN is a really good attack buff for this fight because we're facing Kayron and Vivian. Although Vivian can be very strong, with the anti-crit buff, defense buff, Aureus on Raz, there wasn't too much like risk. The other thing is that a Robbie here kinda gives you another, it gives you a reviver, so you have a lot less risk as well. This one with the attack buff up now on my Robbie, like turn 1 I dual attacked into the Vivian, so that one I actually didn't crit. I know based on the damage that wasn't a crit, but the Vivian was pretty squishy. Yeah, I did quite a bit of damage even just with the Raz S3 there. Yeah, Aureus on the FCC. This defense team is definitely being run a lot now. Vivian is proven to be a pretty good one, but you definitely have to build it really well. I would say that Light is most likely working on a Vivian at this point. So the next time we fight, probably a bit harder. But I think the comp that I went with here is very low risk. Draco Plate on the A Robbie as well. So the even if Kayron like S3'd my A Robbie, there wouldn't be that much damage. I think my A Robbie actually has more tankiness than my Raz actually, in terms of defense. Actually no, they're actually comparable. I think my Robbie at this point is stronger than my Raz. Defense and HP wise actually, both. But Raz is very good. Tried and tested through a lot of fights now. Definitely proving to be like one of the best knights right now in game. And he's free, so that's the amazing part. That's it for this fight. This is the second fight versus Ghosted. During this video recording, we actually fought this guild pretty recently as well. Yeah, that first turn kill on the Vivian was pretty hilarious. My Roz at this point was 236 speed. So it beat the Vivian. And no Vivians are usually chasing that high of a speed. Most likely about 200 plus at the most. Like very peak of 200 plus. No immunity on Vivian, easily take advantage of, especially with Roz. I kind of like go in GVG now. Like if you're not on an immunity, if you're not super fast, not 250 speed plus, and you don't have immunity, you can take advantage of too much. Yes, I guess ideally, I mean she was able to do the what do you call it, the immunity buff. I guess that's the idea. But
Step back.
yeah, Roz's ability to be able to go into a defense break, like on the first turn, with a dual attack, you pretty much guarantee a kill if you land the defense break, especially if it's on like a squishier damage dealer. For this fight, to be honest, I could have went with DN like I did with Light. I don't know why I decided to go with Akates. I think probably DN was the second one. This is a post-match commentary, and sometimes I don't do a rehearsal in terms of watching it, so that might be the reason. Otherwise, there's no reason to go with Akates over DN in this fight. DN would be a bit better, just because facing Kayron, and you got attack buff on the Robbie as well. So, and crit
I hope you're ready.
anti-crit buff. So yeah, I don't know why actually. It's weird, but probably it is second one. I'll answer my own question in like 2 seconds or so. No, exaggerated, not 2 seconds. It is 4 a.m. as I'm doing this recording. It's just because I couldn't sleep, so my voice might sound a bit less focused, as I'm kind of like watching this fresh.
No destiny can stop me.
I know I have my DN for the third fight, so
I'll shatter.
yeah, I don't know. Probably is the second team I'm using DN.
Should we get started? Take this.
Yeah, that death break right there is really good. I love Roz. He's awesome. Yeah, I use it here. Wait, did I end this one? I think I did. Oh no, I didn't. No, I don't think so. It was a close one. I remember this actually now. I had to kind of re-gear my Lilius. Gave her like 2 pieces. Replaced 2 crit pieces with immunity, just for this fight. And but it's actually because I don't really pay attention to my Lilius. I honestly should. She's kind of outdated in gear, so usually I do have all my main heroes on immunity. Yeah, this was more of a Spectany debut, I guess. I decided to bring her in. It's the first time I use her in Guild War. I don't use her a lot actually. There's a lot of AoE damage. People are building for AoE on defense now. Otherwise, they get Assassin Colleague, they get Spectany. So most of the time, people are building AoE now. But this was a pretty low risk. The Merc actually did quite a bit of damage to my Lilius on that initial go. And I know that there's not much I can do here. But after she does her S3, Mercer that is, she's kind of waiting.
Try me. This way.
With the attack buff from DN, the Spectany was able to output dish all that damage. Anyways, that's fight versus Ghosted. Alright, so big shout out to my friend Sazuzaka here. Team 1 was okay. I lost my C Armin, as you guys did see, so the light bait became my maid Chloe. Yeah, as you guys saw, that light took her down with a really solid defense comp. So Crow became the next in line. Wasn't that difficult to choose him, to be honest. Crow, fantastic knight still. Have a damage dealer within himself and a defense buffer. So while C Armin has anti-crit or crit reduction, the defense buff was like just as good, if not better. It depends on the fight. For this one, it was okay.
This won't be an easy fight.
The Aureus, of course, now has been shifted onto the Crow. But because Sazuzaka is Spec Tanny comp in this one would not have an attack buff, so it wasn't as difficult to deal with compared to Lights. The end part became a bit tricky. It's always tricky to fight an MLCan, really. I think when I was doing this, the Iggy guys were looking and they're saying that why didn't I just S3 the MLCan? And I'm like, because I wasn't sure if I could kill him with the Crow at that point. So I wanted to wait a bit. And to be honest, there's no risk. No risk not using the Crow S3. Since MLCan, it would be pretty hard for MLCan to one-shot him from a standstill. This part was a bit of a gamble. My SSB was low. His MLCan had attack buff. And I know Sazuzaka's MLCan roughly. It hits pretty hard. But I landed the unbuffable or unhealable. So that was really good. Didn't really even need the Crow S3 there. Now this part is going to be a really fun one. I'll let this play out first. Again, knowing Sazuzaka's build roughly, I did an account review on him. He shares his build updates. We share it with each other via DM. Just kind of like our progress and what we're kind of like what we're proud of in terms of some changes. Yeah, so this one in retrospect, I definitely played it a bit unsafe. That Dizzy had really good effectiveness, and then it stunned my Lilius as well, so no cleanse. And I was hoping that this stun would be able to buy me enough time, but his Dizzy was actually pretty fast on counter set as well. This set me back as well. I mean, the Kayron being like dead is not that bad, but the Dizzy and the that dual attack really caused me to lose this one, because it stunned all of my heroes. Otherwise, Kayron would have been dead there. So for the first time, I had to actually rely on the draw mechanic. So my DN had to solo this herself. Yeah, the Kayron was very squishy, but yeah, this part was yeah. So yeah, the spoilers is that yeah, I had to draw mechanic this. It was pretty difficult because that Cleary was built with about 1800 defense. No crit damage. I think it wasn't focused on crit damage, but it was just focused on like high speed. It was really fast, high speed, and the self-CR boost from Falconer Cleary with the high defense. Of course, maxed out skills. She was able to do a lot of damage. The only thing that, and Sazuzaka knows that he has to work on it as well, was the effectiveness on the Cleary. Easily negatable with my DN. The Dizzy, of course, proved to be a difficult partner with Falconer Cleary here. So the speed was very fast, and with the Justice for All able to get a speed buff was very, very hard to deal with. Now, this is as close as I got to dying. I honestly thought I actually lost this one. And with the speed down on the DN didn't help my cause either. So I don't know, I probably won't, for the commentary, I probably won't play the entire 61 turns here. Regardless, the long story short is that Cleary never landed any debuff. Dizzy was about half. Nah, maybe 70% of the time Dizzy landed the debuffs. Like as you can see here, there was only a blind. So my effect resistance was able to kind of keep up with the tankiness. But because I'm really dealing with not true DPS here, I'm dealing with more crowd control and yeah, technically crowd control. I'd say that Cleary more often than not is a CC unit. Yeah, and in the end, of course, turn cycling is amazing as well. Yeah, so if it wasn't for the lucky dual attack, clearly into Dizzy and then stunned all 3, I think I would have got this one legit. But you know, retrospect is hindsight is 2020, so there's really no excuse. Of course, Sazuzaka F clearly actually is pretty good in terms of the DPS. Yeah, I think it just depends on how you want to build them. In this specific fight, obviously, if it was another type of Cleary, I think I would have lost completely. 2-turn provoke is and a defense break, even though Dizzy doesn't do that much damage, it's still a lot of damage. 70% ignore defense, so I mean, yeah, that would do quite a big chunk. Yeah, otherwise no other commentary on this. We're at 38 turns. Probably not even worth skipping. Well, if you guys are watching this on video and you want to skip it, definitely skip it. I think there's about 4 minutes. No, I'm gonna skip. There's about 4 minutes of this, so I'm just gonna skip down to the end. So this is the end now. Obviously, yeah, I had the draw feature, and there was no way I would actually win. And still, I mean, Smelgate, I have to say, like, this is still weird. I got the victory even though I drew, and I didn't know at the time, but I apparently got all the mystics as well as if I won. So that's pretty ridiculous. But anyways, GG Sazuzaka for that one. It's a pretty fun war. So this is Iggy versus Nut. I'm gonna end this here. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.